Welcome back to Crypto Bible. My name's Oliver.
And my name's Elroy.
And in today's episode, we're pretty pumped and excited because we've got another cryptocurrency documentary to review. We haven't seen this one.
No, so we're going to watch it in real time. It's called Explain.
So let's play the video and see what it's about.
Do you ever feel like you're being watched? Bitcoin got so popular that by the end of 2017, it was as valuable as the big banks it stood against.
So that's crazy.
Good intro.
Yeah, definitely. But just the fact that I've just seen what Bitcoin was valued as much as Bank of America, that's what it was showing just there.
Yeah, some images of the banks.
Whether it's true or not, like, obviously this is a documentary, we're just going off of what it said. But yeah,
Netflix like to over dramatize stuff as well, and also it's called Explain Cryptocurrency. But at the moment, if they're just talking about Bitcoin, and there are other cryptocurrencies out there, but I get it. Like Bitcoin is the one to talk about. It's like the king, people call it. And it's the one to go to. So initially, I'm thinking, are they going to mention other cryptos later on, or are they going to literally? Is this going to be like just focusing on Bitcoin? That'll be interesting. Yeah,
we'll have to watch and see. Hopefully they do.
Buy what the majority of Bitcoin is spent on: illegal services.
There's a picture of like a little bit of drugs there, wasn't there?
So basically, straight in is just basically saying like Bitcoin was basically being used to buy things like illegal substances online. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that, to be honest. Like, that's kind of how I heard about it. Like, oh, there's this thing that people are using to buy like illegal stuff online.
Yeah.
And it's called Bitcoin. No one was investing in it, just buying stuff with it.
And also, I think a lot of people say that don't know enough about it, that try and put hate on it by saying, oh, it's linked with bad stuff like drugs and scams, because they don't understand. So it's interesting that they've said that.
And even a goddamn Dogecoin.
Oh, I was going to start that as well. So Dogecoin is
it's like a meme coin. Like it was meant to be a joke. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I knew Dogecoin was going to be something.
And that's why you invested.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I knew Dogecoin. No, but seriously, like, I did invest.
Yeah.
And then I pulled it out a bit too early. Yeah. But for some reason, I just knew that it was gonna be bigger than it was when it first started. Because I thought, if this is so silly, that they're actually coming out and saying, listen, this is a coin for a joke. Like, this is not serious. Then I knew for some reason other people are going to invest in it and buy it. Like, I just knew it. I just had a feeling. I know you guys might not believe me now because you're saying, oh, it's easy to say now when it's, gone up in value and stuff like that. But
it's obvious, isn't it? It's funny. Yeah. It's funny that stuff like meme coins, it's almost if you said to someone, do not buy this coin, what are they going to do?
They're gonna buy it. They're gonna be like, why are you telling me not to buy it? Like,
oh, you're doing the reverse. I'm buying it. I'm buying more than what I was going to buy. And that's the same with these meme coins at the moment. Not really. Same with Shiba Inu as well. They don't really have any utility, although they are going to do stuff. But still, it's community backed, isn't it? It's worth something because people perceive it to be worth something. And it's got a dog on it.
Add them all up, and people had bet $500 billion on something.
So that was the intro. Christian Slater is the voice. I know you don't know him. He's an actor. Look it up.
How do you know I don't know him?
Okay, well,
maybe I do know him.
Well, yeah, but we filmed,
I don't know.
We filmed this earlier and he said that. Yeah, Christian. Anyway, but so it's got. I like that Christian Slater's doing the voiceover because his voice is very kind of like majestic, and I like the sound of that. I like American voice. But good intro so far.
So far, it's been quite good. I think we're looking at it from the eyes of people who know a bit about cryptocurrency.
Experts.
I know everything. But like, let's imagine if we didn't know anything at all. What do you think you would have thought of that intro then?
Bitcoin is a word that was used a lot. Bad, like used to buy drugs.
I think it would have been a little bit, like quite negative.
Yeah,
like,
negative.
What, people are just getting this because nothing there seemed like serious investments.
Yeah. Bitcoin buys drugs, basically.
Yeah.
That's what it's like insinuating. Bitcoin buys drugs, and it's nothing to do with the banks or the governments or stuff like that.
Probably the biggest innovation we've seen since the invention of the internet.
They're bigger than the internet.
Diners Club was the first ever credit card.
I love how they show wealth. A girl in a dress buying and spinning, and then a guy with a monocle. Oh, it's fallen off. That's wealth.
I mean, that may be wealth back in the day. That's what it was like.
Oh my gosh.
So I guess they're showing us this, showing when the first credit card was first being used and advertised and stuff like that.
Something that isn't cash, like fiat, tangible in your hands. So
Interesting.
Went to credit card with the old Dubry machine. But yeah, that was funny.
In countries that have dictators or other negative influences on the transactions in the country, they can choose not to allow certain types of transactions if they don't want to.
So they're saying here, basically, they're highlighting, if you're someone that doesn't know about cryptocurrency, is that governments, dictators from other companies, other countries, whatever, cannot physically do anything if you have cryptocurrency. And it's a way of using money between someone who you want to give it to without any kind of influence other than the person who owns that wallet, like moving it across.
And it's quick.
There you go. And it's quick. So you can see why governments, or like that guy said, dictators, would be a little bit annoyed that they can't like control you, basically.
It makes sense though, because like if you think about, because they're saying there was a need for something that's like cash, but that interacts with computers.
Yeah.
Because like if I want to go to the bank and take out £10,000 now, I got to ask them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, can I have 10 grand?
And have my 10 grand,
and then give it to someone. Whereas I could just be like, what's your Bitcoin wallet?
Yeah.
Wallet address, there you go, it's sent, boom, done. Didn't even have to leave my house.
Yeah, it makes sense. You can see how governments are going to be like, wait a minute, we're in charge.
The Byzantine general's problem. General might say they plan to attack when they actually plan to retreat.
This is why it's confusing. So they showed a diagram of like
generals.
Yeah, like 4 or 5 different generals with armies surrounding like maybe a city that they're going to invade.
So it's one army, but they split that army into groups around the place they're going to either attack or leave alone.
Yeah, but I think they're saying that. See, this is why it's confusing. They're saying that some of the generals had planned to attack, and then some of them had planned to retreat, but they didn't all share the information. And they're trying to relate this to.
And they're saying one of them might lie, just like we might lie on the internet behind computers.
So essentially, they're just saying people are untrustworthy. That's what they should just said that.
Some people in life will lie to you.
Yeah.
And then someone came along and solved it.
Satoshi Nakamoto.
Who is Satoshi Nakamoto?
This person actually doesn't exist. It could have been a woman, it could have been a group of people.
Newsweek identified a man likely to be the cryptocurrency founder.
He's a 64-year-old physicist, apparently.
I have nothing to do with Bitcoin.
So
if anyone doesn't know, Satoshi Nakamoto, because they actually don't explain that very well until someone briefly says it's a 64-year-old man who invented Bitcoin, and it's a pseudonym, so it's not a person. And a guy said at the start, could be a girl or a group of people, because I think they probably, the way this is edited, they probably should say that at the start, like Satoshi Nakamoto is. They just went into like real quick bits of like people talking about him, but obviously we know. But if you didn't, I reckon that would be a bit like, just sort it out a bit, Netflix.
A blockchain is a ledger of transactions, much like a bank maintains.
So do you think that was a good blockchain?
I mean, well,
explanation.
No, not really. I mean, I guess because I've already looked up blockchain many times, I feel like I understand it. But I feel like if I was coming in as like someone new, completely didn't understand blockchain, I would be like, what are they talking about? Like, I don't know.
Also, what ledger is like is an American term, isn't it? Like a ledger is kind of like a register of what we would have. I'm always trying to think of like different words you could say rather than saying a ledger. It's basically a history of data of like transactions that have happened, and then they're stored on the blockchain, blocks of data. But there was a diagram of lots of like bits flying about. But I don't like them when they keep going back to the general stuff.
That's the bit that confused me, because it's like you're using something that's quite new and advanced in technology, and then trying to show us something like extremely old,
a medieval and general.
Yeah, like that to me just doesn't work well.
I would like them to show us an example of how it would work, like in today. Like say you're a managing director of a company, and or something, or like some sort of example that we can
Like, I
relate
don't know,
to.
like a service history or something like that on a car.
Yeah,
Like the services, this is what was done. You take that information, pass it on, pass it on. I don't know if that's a better example, but
I think anything other than like medieval generals with horses
Yeah.
in like a techie world. But yeah,
And people treated cryptocurrencies like a stock market too, investing in different ones, trying to buy low and sell high.
this is more like it. They've shown a
And
Lamborghini
over the
and
last
stuff
few
like
years, it's been pretty easy to sell high.
Okay, so this is showing a whole nother world of it now, like actually talking about people who've invested in it, but not specific people, everyday people who've invested it, like people who've made like a lot of money.
Yeah.
Showing Lambos and stuff like that.
Like penthouse apartments, fur coats. I love that's like the go-to. Like you make money out, I'm going to go buy a fur coat.
Or a Lambo.
Yeah, well, yeah, I would.
That's what everyone says that in group chats and stuff like that. So I think that's quite fitting, actually.
Yeah, I'm glad I saw a Lambo, to be fair, because that's all you ever hear about, innit? When they say, go into crypto, I want to get a Lambo.
When am I getting my Lambo? There's so many jokes. You guys, if you're new to crypto, you'll definitely hear them. And if you're already in crypto, you definitely know. Like, the amount of times people are looking at a coin going, when can I buy my Lambo?
Yeah, exactly. But no, that's showing a bit of the side now. And the people, it's really funny because they're kind of like, the people they've shown that are Bitcoin millionaires are kind of like stereotypical like geeks and nerds at the beginning of, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot more people, but it's funny how the documentary is kind of focused on that of what we've seen so far. But yeah, no, it looks pretty cool. It's hard to watch. Oh.
In 2010, when one Bitcoin was worth 6 cents,
6
50
cents.
Bitcoin.
Wow.
Can you believe we got on at 6 cents?
So hold on, because I didn't. Do you know? I knew it was low, but I didn't know how low.
I thought it was like I think 10 cents.
Oh
I think.
God.
But I don't.
So they're saying in 2010, Bitcoin was worth 6 cents.
12 years ago.
Imagine just buying like
£100.
Woo!
Just 100 quid.
Wow. Now I can see why people, because when I knew about Bitcoin, I think I knew about it when it was around roughly about £1.
Really?
Yeah.
And did you buy it? Did you?
Obviously not, because I had no idea what Bitcoin was. I didn't know how to.
You could have had 100.
I didn't know how to buy it. Like I heard people talking about it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I'm using this to buy this," and that's it. Like no one actually was investing in it. They were just like, "I'll exchange my money for this and buy stuff online, and I get whatever I want without people knowing."
It's like anything, though, isn't it? If you're early, it's a bit of luck.
Wow.
Isn't it, to just be like, you got to be a kind of techie person to be like, oh, I like the sound of this, is pretty cool, I'm willing to put like 100 quid in or more maybe, and then just sit on it because you're into that kind of, that vibe. But other than that, it would be so hard to know that this is what was going to happen.
You wouldn't, like 12 years ago, just to leave some money there and say, unless you really saw that unless you're into investing, like.
But then you wouldn't even know. I bet so many people might have done it and gone, I can't remember my seed phrase.
There's loads of people who they've done it and then they completely forgot about it and then they've realized, oh my god, and they're trying to find those hard drives and stuff like that.
How many people of us we forget our passwords now just to a normal thing, like a normal password, like let alone a seed phrase which is like 12 words you need to get into a wallet.
Mental.
At its peak in 2017, those same Bitcoin would have been worth $850,000. But there was an even easier way to lose your money with Bitcoin. Just forget where you wrote down your password. There's no way to reset it.
I just wish I could go back in time and not throw that drive away.
Guy there. 70 million on the text next to his head.
Lost 70 million in Bitcoin.
Because he can't remember his seed phrase. That's what they say. Write it down. Don't store it digitally. Write it down somewhere.
How stressful that is? Look, he's got a worktop on.
I know that's what I was going to say. He's got a capital worktop on, like 70 million.
Every day he goes to work and he goes, I don't have to be here. I could just remember that phrase. Oh my god.
12 words though, but they're not. The thing is, the 12 words have to be in order. So it's not even knowing there's 12 words. Yeah. You've got to know which one's first, second, third. So
the actual order of every word.
And some wallets are 24. So depending on what you've got, he's lost 70 million. You'd be like, oh, I feel for him. I'd be like, you're an idiot.
I'm upset if I lose 1,000.
So,
but you know, I can live with that. 70 million.
I'd be embarrassed. I wouldn't be saying that on camera.
But where's his Bitcoin? It's just there.
It's just there. It's not doing anything. It's literally in a wallet. You can't get in it.
You can't get access to it
unless you are some sort of, I don't know, hacker. There's been stories about hackers. It depends if he's got it on a hardware wallet, a cold wallet.
I've heard of that. Like hackers like getting some back.
Yeah.
Mental.
But
there are over 2.5 million lost Bitcoin, which at their December 2017 peak were worth over $20 billion. And a bunch of those cryptocurrency companies have lost huge amounts of money to hacks and mismanagement.
So it's also talking now about hacking and stuff like that, which is quite a big thing in crypto as well. Have you ever experienced any hacking or anything like that?
Touch wood, no.
Yeah?
I tried to stick with big exchanges that are big on security, or you like that. But I think if someone's going to hack, it's like they're going to hack. It's like if someone trying to steal your cards.
But no, even big exchanges have been hacked.
Yeah.
So a lot of exchanges, if you look over, have been hacked like once or twice or something like that. And most of the time you'll find that a lot of people, when they're doing their research, you know, you always hear do your own research. If you're researching and you're looking at an exchange, sometimes look and see if they have been hacked and see how well they recovered from being hacked.
Because some give the money, like insure your money kind of in a sense. They'll give, if you are hacked and your money's gone, they'll put it back in there.
Because I remember one of my exchanges got hacked.
Which one?
It wasn't mine personally. I was on an exchange called Hotbit.
Hotbit?
Yeah.
See, straight away I'd say don't use that one. That don't sound right.
But do you know what it was? It was like I wanted to buy Shiba Inu.
Right.
And
it's the only one.
That was the only place I could find it. And then while it was blowing up, the exchange got hacked. So basically you couldn't get in it and do anything. But luckily they recovered very well, and like they weren't great at communicating or anything. They were like, yeah, we'll do it next week. We'll sort it out. And everyone was like, we want our money.
We want our money now. So, but they gave the money back?
Well, it wasn't even like the way they got hacked. The person didn't manage to get in and take anything. But they had to suspend withdrawals and stuff like that. Like it was just
so you could see your money, but you just couldn't
time it. You couldn't do anything. So yeah.
Oh man, that's annoying.
Visa's payment network can process 24,000 transactions per second, and Bitcoin just 7.
So it's almost at the end.
Yeah.
And I feel like they haven't really touched on any other cryptos.
No, mainly Bitcoin.
They've just focused on Bitcoin the whole time. Obviously I get it. I get that Bitcoin was the first one, and like, it's quite important to go over that. But I feel like obviously they mentioned Dogecoin.
Yeah, they mentioned Doge.
They mentioned like
Ethereum by speaking about
they just said Ethereum, Litecoin. But like I'm surprised that they didn't go into any other coins. Like obviously we know what Ethereum's being used for now. So like,
or any other blockchains, like they could have said, because it's called Explain Cryptocurrency, but they just spoke about Bitcoin. But they could have literally spoke about, you know, Cardano, Solana, Ethereum, like blockchains and utility. But they just seem to focus on Bitcoin and then a little bit of meme coin. But
listen, I don't want to say that they didn't call this the right title, but I feel like they should have went Bitcoin Explained.
Yeah.
And
explain
just
Bitcoin.
Say like we're talking about Bitcoin, because that's pretty much what has been covered here.
Because also, if you're someone that doesn't know anything about crypto and it's the first thing you ever watch, you're just going to come away thinking, okay, crypto is Bitcoin, pretty much.
Yeah, but there's a lot more to crypto, and there's a lot more going on in the space rather than what is being talked about in this documentary.
Considering it's 16 minutes I think long, it could probably have said a little bit about other stuff as well. Let's see what they say at the end.
We just don't know if trust is a problem technology can ever truly solve, as long as humans are the ones using it.
The way he ended that is like, as long as humans are the ones you... Well, Christian, who else is going to use it? And what are you saying? That humans are bad?
Yeah,
I know, we are, but...
It's kind of left it on a bit of a cliffhanger, like, we don't know if Bitcoin is going to be good because humans can't be trusted. What they're going to do with it. Okay, that was an interesting watch.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're new to cryptocurrency, watching that could be
helpful.
I don't even know.
I don't even know. Yeah.
Like
it would have been really good, right, if it was about Bitcoin, but at the start they just kind of said Satoshi Nakamoto, explained a little bit about, and gone a little bit more in depth. It was like really kind of washed over with the general stuff, and then moving on to other bits, credit cards, like all that kind of, and you're like, right, okay.
But you know what? In their defense, crypto is quite hard to explain. If I just turn around and said, explain what cryptocurrency is to me, it does get a bit difficult to explain. And we don't know if these are people that are actively using cryptocurrency, or if they've just gone and done some research and they've gone, oh, this is what I found.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think you can take away some things from this. I wouldn't say it's like the best one we've watched so far, but
no, definitely not.
But yeah,
because I think they should have mentioned other cryptocurrencies and maybe some of the uses for, like, because they mentioned XRP, they mentioned Ethereum.
They should have gone
They
back,
mentioned
more
some
on
big
that.
ones that you could actually say, okay, so this is used this way, that's used that way, but they never touched into anything else really. Just kept going on about Bitcoin.
And also they slated Bitcoin for, like, especially in the transactions bit, when they could have gone on and said, well, look, Avalanche is another crypto. Look at how many transactions per second that is. Solana's a crypto. So there are faster blockchains. But they were like, if you didn't know, you'd be like, Bitcoin's 7 transactions per second compared to Visa. But there are quicker blockchains out there. But yeah, I guess they just wanted to compact the episode and keep it tight. But I don't know. But I'm pretty sure if there's another good one out there, we'll find it.
Definitely.
And to review it.
We'll bring you back our thoughts and what we think of it. I think, yeah, on a whole, it was a good watch. It was interesting. But for me, personally, I don't think it just focused on enough to do with crypto. It was just so aimed at Bitcoin.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a bit wishy-washy, and some of the analogies, like with the generals attacking, I didn't like that. It was a bit old hat. But yeah, well done, Netflix. Anyway, let us know what you think about Explained. Go and watch it. It's on Netflix if you've got a subscription or whatever. Pop a comment below. Throw us a like. Why not?
Definitely. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any other episodes from us.
Myself, Oliver.
And me, Elroy.
We'll see you on the next one.
See you later, guys.